All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's Lair. I'm your host, Larry, the most delectable Chupacabra man, and today we're doing something a little off the regular beaten path. We're going to be doing an audio hardware review because one of the most important things when you're out and about creating stuff on YouTube or Twitch or even just poking around outside with your camera is it's always important to have really good audio. And in my quest for ever improving audio, I've tested out and messed around with a number of different microphones, including the Blue Yeti, which I am currently using. But today we're going to be checking out a smaller number, but still a very powerful little microphone called the ModMic 5, which is produced by Antlion Audio and is the successor to their similarly designed but a little older and not quite as robust ModMic 4. And this is about $70. You'll find this on either Antlion Audio's website or on Amazon. I think most retailers will be carrying this. And the idea here is, while it's a pretty good microphone, it also has the ability to attach to just about anything that you have in your headset or headphones audio arsenal, because it's got this little magnet clip here that attaches to another magnet, which you can use to sticky on to just about anything. So for my testing purposes, I was using my old studio headset, which doesn't have a microphone, or I should say, it doesn't technically have a microphone, but for the purposes of making phone calls, it does have one of those inline microphones, which is just a little hole on the back of this cable that you can then control with this little knob. So this one was never really intended to be a super powerhouse studio recording microphone, but what I can do is I can pop this on my head, and by way of this little magnet clip over here, I can just slap this onto the side, and suddenly I have a fully functional headset that has a very good microphone and also stellar audio, which is the reason why I bought this headset in the first place. The trouble with a lot of headsets or a lot of headphones is that even if you get a nice gaming headset with very good audio quality for playback in the headphones, you often don't get a very good quality microphone along with it unless you spend upwards of, $250 to like $300. And if you were going to do that, you'd probably just buy it separately and then buy yourself like a Blue Yeti microphone, because when this is on sale, you can get it for like, $150. So why would you mess around with a giant gaming headset? But the idea here is this modularly allows you to accentuate your equipment and then turn it into a studio quality recording microphone headset combination, which is kind of nice. It's kind of handy. And I found this very easy to just bend around. You can bend it into whatever shape you like. You can even do like a loop-de-loo if you want. It's a very strong and very not fragile little rubber casing tube, and there's like a metal skeleton in there that you can then bend around, and you can even unscrew this little knob here, if I don't immediately lose it somewhere on the floor, and then you can rearrange this however you like, wherever along this microphone's path that you want, so that it fits wherever you need it to. And the other thing is, I found this to be a pretty good quality microphone as well. One of the main things when you're looking for in a microphone is how does it sound? And this one, it's not quite as strong as a Blue Yeti, obviously. This is a really powerful cardioid microphone, and it's my go-to for pretty much everything voiceover, let's playing, and recording. But this, for $70, is right in there with the Blue Nessie or the Blue Snowball microphones that the Blue Microphone people sell. And I'd like to say it has comparable, if not better audio, definitely better audio than a Blue Nessie. And it's all raw audio, so it doesn't have a funny, janky, automatic filter like some of those base station microphones that you can buy out there in the world. And it's also got not a crazy feature, but it also has the ability of switching between two primary recording modes. You can either do omnidirectional, where it records both from the front through these holes and also from the back. And that's normally a function that you'd only want to use if you were, say, interviewing somebody, there was someone sitting right in front of you. But in this case, you actually get your best audio out of this microphone when you set it to omnidirectional mode. Now, I've noticed that it has a different hertz frequency range that it records when it's in omnidirectional mode as opposed to unidirectional mode, which is what you would set it to right here if you wanted to record just the audio coming from the front of the microphone. But it also sounds a lot better in omnidirectional mode as well. You can actually noticeably hear that the voice tones, the highs and the lows, are a lot fuller and richer than if you set it to unidirectional mode. So that's probably my only gripe, and not a huge gripe either, because unlike the Blue Yeti, which needs a little bit of editing, or you have to get super close to it so that you don't get a bunch of background noise from your office, this one doesn't pick up too much background noise. If you tune the audio level so it's right next to your face, it should really only pick up your voice, maybe occasionally the puff of breath here or there, but it doesn't do too bad with picking up any of the background ambient noise. All right, so for the next portion of this review, we're going to take a look at the overall audio quality, and we're going to be comparing 3 different audio files. One audio file will be just plugging the ModMic directly into your computer, because it comes with just a standard audio jack right out of the box, and seeing how that sounds compared with putting it into a USB converter, which you can also buy at places like Antlion Audio Store, or you can get it some comparable ones that are pretty good quality off of just Amazon or any other audio store of your choice. And you will notice a little bit of a difference. So just out of the box, not really having too much extra equipment or knowledge, here is more or less what the ModMic audio will sound like. Just plain Jane, no additional peripherals. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your host, Larry, the most delectable video game Chupacabra man. And this is a sample from the ModMic 5 from Antlion Audio, which is a nice little modular microphone setup that you can attach to pretty much any studio headset. All right, so that's just default out of the package, and you might notice that it sounds a little hollow and just a little bit fuzzy. I didn't put on any bass boost or any boosting of any sort. This is just raw audio coming from the audio jack in the back of my computer, going straight into Adobe Audition. Now, this is the same microphone plugged into the Antlion USB converter, just plugged into any old USB port on the front of my computer as well. And you'll notice this is going to sound a little bit fuller and a little richer in tone compared to just default out of the box. This last audio sample is the ModMic plugged into a USB audio converter, which allows you to turn your ModMic and whatever studio headset that you are using into a USB-powered device. This has the added benefit of allowing your computer to have a little bit better control over the audio and a little bit better sound quality if you don't have a base station for your audio to be plugged into. So as you can kind of hear, it sounds a lot better when you use a USB plug. So if you're going to buy one of these and you don't have an amp or anything to plug it in on your desk or any type of base station for your audio, I would recommend buying one of these little USB converters. They're not very expensive no matter where you get them from, and they will definitely improve your audio from any old analog plug that you're going to end up using. And just to round out this little review, let's listen to what it sounds like coming from the Blue Yeti. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your host, Larry, the most delectable video game Chupacabra man in the whole wide universe. And this is an audio sample taken from my Blue Yeti microphone, which is a larger cardioid microphone that you can put on the end of a... Well, there you go. You can kind of hear that depending on what microphone you use, you get a little bit more of that highs and a little bit more of those lows, but the USB converted ModMic 5 isn't terribly distant from the audio quality of a Blue Yeti. And the only thing you're really changing between these is the Blue Yeti is going to have a little bit better range for the deeper notes and maybe the higher notes, but it's not terribly shaved off when you use it from the ModMic 5. So I've actually been fairly impressed with how well this performs, both testing out on a couple of Let's Plays and testing it out on just general gaming with some friends of mine. So if you're looking for around a $60 to $80 microphone that doesn't break the bank, I would definitely recommend trying out the ModMic 5. It does a pretty darn good job. So if you're interested in picking up a ModMic 5, what comes in the box is obviously you get the ModMic itself, which is not especially big. It's like, from ear to mouth. And it's got a little bit of a dangling cable, so you'll want to have something attached to that. But it comes with two of those little cups, like what is glued onto the side of my headset here. They have their own little sticky pads. However, I did find that the sticky pads don't hold especially well to every type of plastic, so I actually ended up having to super glue this onto the side of my headphones. But it also comes with two of those, some of these little clips that allow you to easily manage your cables and clip them together. It comes with a big honkin' cable so that you can hook this up from, here to Timbuktu, because I know a lot of people's audio plugs are often in the back of their computer where it's harder to get to and reach. And then they also have, in case you want to mute your microphone just from the cable itself, they also have this little muting switch that'll disable it or re-enable it. On top of that, what you also get is some more cable management. You get a giant tube of this fused plastic cable management tubing where you can slot both your cables inside of this and then snip it off with a hot knife. And then you've got built-in cable management, so you're not dealing with, one wire going over here and another wire going over here, which is what I actually have. This microphone goes that way, the computer cables go that way. So I am definitely happy when people include plenty of free, well, not free, but included cable management. And then obviously you get the ModMic itself. Now, what you don't get in this lovely little carrying case is they do not normally include a USB converter or a sort of combiner for your audio plugs. So this would combine your headphones and your microphone. So these two extra little boppers you'd have to buy separately, and I definitely recommend that you pick up one of these little USB converters. They usually run between $5 to $25 depending on where you buy them. They're not super expensive, and this will definitely improve your audio if you don't have a base station or anything to plug your microphone into, like they have for like little mixers or amps or anything like that. To get the most out of this, you're definitely going to want this. I also like that when you plug this into the computer, even if nothing's plugged into this, you can actually set it up as an audio device so that it'll automatically work whenever you plug something into it, and you're not constantly plugging stuff in, replugging it, making sure that the computer detects it, restarting your programs. This will always be turned on, at least the one from Antlion, so that you can always have it at the ready. So that was really nice. And that's basically the ModMic package. It all fits really nicely into this little carrying case so that nothing jankles around and gets damaged, which is always a plus. Because if you had something like this big Blue Yeti, you'd have to put this thing back in the foam packaging, and that's kind of a pain in the butt, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. But overall, I found this to be an exceptionally good microphone. And yeah, it's definitely comparable. It's in that comparable $70 price range. And if you're looking for something that's really easy to use in any studio, any office, any gaming room, because this is gaming approved by Discord voice chat now, then this is definitely the mic for you. If you're not so worried about audio quality, you can always step back to your regular headsets. But like I was saying before, even Logitech, a lot of these built-in microphones, they sound really staticky, they sound really hissy, and they have like a metallic echoey noise to it. So I wouldn't recommend, if you really want to get serious about any recording, to bother using one of these. So yeah, fully recommend this microphone. I'm actually probably going to get one for my sister for her recording purposes. And that's about it. This is about $70. You can find links to it in the video description. And yeah, I've been your host, Larry the Chupacabra. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with your friends if they're looking for a new microphone. And if you're a company out there in the great blue yonder of the digital world of the internet and you've got something to be reviewed, something like an audio device or a camera, feel free to shoot me an email. It's in my About section here on the channel, and I'd be more than happy to take a look at it. So until next time, have a good one, everybody, and toodaloo.